The DS was home to such amazing video games. I'm sure all of us real gamers can agree upon that fact. So many series got their grubby little mitts on this device in order to see what all the hype was about. I mean, everyone owned one of these damn things. What if I told you that one of the best games on this console was a Mario Party? Yep, it's that time again, since I basically solidified myself as a Mario Party guy now. We're going to be looking at the DS one. This game being the last Mario Party that the developer Hudson Soft made. So personally, I'd like to look at Mario Party DS as the end of an era. The last Mario Party game that really captured the magic and spirit of Mario Party. Is what I would have said if I was a snob. I like the modern games. I like Island Tour of all games. Yeah, I understand a lot of people don't, but they're still a lot of fun to me. They're just different is all. Hell, it's the same reason why I like DS, other than the fact that it was the first one I played. DS can also be considered a different flavor of Mario Party, while still keeping and even combining what made the previous games great. Yeah, it's got some problems like every game does, but it still stands as one of the best games in the series in my opinion. I know the title's a little clickbaity, shush. It's necessary! This tiny little game deserves my big attention, as Mario Party DS is easily one of the best games on the handheld. And I finally get to talk about why! Let's review 2007's Mario Party DS, what is in my opinion, the greatest game in the series.
Mario Party!
As you could probably tell from that intro, I just really like this game's aesthetic and personality. It's so cute and charming, and it really fits its whole theme that I'll talk about a little later. Still, everything down to the music and the graphics is top tier in terms of DS capabilities. It's hard to not be impressed, goddammit! What's next? You're gonna tell me this game has an actual story mode? Unlike Island Tour? It has an actual story mode unlike Island Tour. The story! Okay, look, I know Mario Party games do have story modes usually, but they're kinda bland most of the time. In the last video, they got attacked by fucking bubbles! Don't even get me started on Mario Party Advance. Well, that's enough thinking about that game for the rest of my life. Anyway, DS's story mode starts out with, you guessed it, Mario and Co standing around doing nothing until a Smash Bros invitation pops up. These are all the same goddamn games, I'm telling you. This time, however, it's really a Bowser invitation from the Big Daddy himself saying that he's throwing a party and he wants to apologize for being such a jerk. Wait a second, I missed something. Is that Neverland from Disney? Why is Mario there? Apparently these sky crystals that also fell down from space, they landed in a bunch of different areas as well. The obligatory collectible that any cool story has. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong are also here too. They got the same invitation from Bowser. Are they playable? No. In fact, Donkey Kong gets fucked. And so does the Mario crew, since in reality, they got lured into a trap. Who could have seen that coming? It was a rhetorical question. I don't know. Toad? Bowser's actually after the sky crystal that Mario found in Neverland. And to take it easily, he shrinks everyone down. Oh, I get it. They're small because I'm playing on a small device. It's supposed to be funny. Why aren't you laughing? It's supposed to be funny! Bowser takes the crystal from the main crew, and Kamek drops them off in front of Andy's house. Our hero is now realizing that being in a handheld game comes with major consequences. So the main goal is to find all of the sky crystals that landed, slap Bowser, and turn back to normal size. Sounds easy enough, but when everyone's fighting to be the superstar like always, it really takes 5 years instead. Even when we're in a fairly bad situation, Luigi still hates fun, there's no character development. You get the rest of the sky crystals from important characters after helping them out with their problems. Those said problems being the bosses of this game. That's how you know it's a real story mode. What exactly do these sky crystals do? Well, they make an off-brand DS that can play the best game ever made on it, Triangle Twisters! A puzzle game that is so good that I stopped playing it only after 10 minutes because I got bored. Which means it's not good at all! But just you wait, we'll talk about the dumbass puzzle games later. Really, I'm enraptured by the idea of the Mario characters being tiny and partaking in minigames revolving around that fact. This game has a very unique theme like no other, and the developers really took advantage of that. I don't think there was any missed opportunities or anything like that. Okay, well, now that I think about it, the tutorial board should have been accessible in party mode, but like, that's about it. Alright, so let's see what our tiny heroes are doing to decide who the superstar is. This is a game of Mario Party after all, they're fucking partying. The gameplay! This will be the first time I tackle traditional Mario Party gameplay. Like I said previously though, I'm sure we all know how board games work, so allow me to talk about how DS takes things and makes them different for this pint-sized party. There's 5 boards in this game, not counting the tutorial board, and they all have their own unique gimmicks. Wiggler's Garden, Toadette's Music Room, DK's Stone Statue, Kamek's Library, and Bowser's Pinball Machine. What's so special about all of these boards? Well, in terms of Wiggler's Garden, there's nothing! And that's the point! Wiggler's Garden is the most basic and vanilla a Mario Party board can be, so it really gives me the time to talk about this game's unique item mechanics. It takes the item system from Mario Parties 2 to 4 and the trap system from 5 to 7 and combines them. You know, it's like sex! So now we have traditional items that you can buy from shops and these hexes that you can find on certain spots on the boards to place down traps for the other players. It's not a Mario Party game without purposely trying to fuck over the other people and create enemies. Going back to Wiggler's Garden as a board, I mean, Piranha Plant, they're cool I guess. Nah, in all seriousness, having a standard board is to the game's favor because of how crazy they can get. Hell, the next board is all over the goddamn place. You talk to different colored music notes that have varying prices on the stars that you collect. From 5 coins all the way up to 30 coins, with happening spaces being able to move the positions of the music notes and players everywhere. Something is always happening on this board. Get it? You know, because the green spaces are called happenings. What am I doing?
How does anyone find that funny?
DK's Stone Statue is much different. You have to climb this statue. Spoiler alert, it's actually Donkey Kong himself. He just got screwed over, remember? That poor guy. There's a star space up at the peak that never changes its position, but you're able to buy as many stars as you can take. When you get up there, it's just fair square for Mario Party 6, except here, Bowser can make stars cost 5 coins. That's fun! Kamek's Library is another board that takes a concept from a console Mario Party, this being based on neon lights from Mario Party 7. Except here, it's not as good. Yeah, fuck this board. It's not the worst board imaginable or anything, but it kinda encourages gold pipe spam. There's 3 jars on the board at once, and they all cost 10 coins each to open. One has a star, while the others can hold a few coins or just send your unlucky ass back to the start. The gold pipes just take you to the right pot anyways, so yeah, hence gold pipe spam. This board doesn't work that great. Also, Kamek is just an asshole. Halfway dice blocks are just not good in this game. Except on this board, I guess. What Mario Party doesn't have a shitty board or 2 in them? It's whatever. It really doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. Besides, the next board, Bowser's Pinball Machine, it's easily the best board in the game, featuring a lot of nail-biting and ass-clenching moments, such as being in the Bowser Zone. I never got any footage of anyone suffering the consequences of being in the Bowser Zone. We are just too lucky. This board's gimmick is just gambling though. Like, you can get a shit ton of coins and just lose a shit ton of coins. The living embodiment of that one quote from Hotel Mario.
Be careful, when you pitch Wendy's pennies, they pitch back.
What the fuck? That's all the boards in this game in a more broad sense. Come on, you guys know I don't make 30-minute long videos. At the end of the day, it's a DS game. It doesn't do anything that will blow your mind, and it doesn't need to as a party game. The boards have a consistent quality. Even Kamek's Library, I'd argue, is one of the best of the worst. Could have been Mario's Rainbow Castle. Now, allow me to get into the other various Mario Party DS staples that we all know and love, like friend spaces. You know, giving 5 coins to someone that isn't gonna want to return the favor. Look at Wario over there. You think he's gonna ever repay me for my kindness? I did talk about the item system before. The hexes are goofy traps that let you steal coins and stars and a couple other various effects. And the items are kinda broken because you can just keep buying them from shops.
I think I'm gonna make another.
You can't only buy 1 item like in other games. You can buy up to 3, which means golden pipe meta, baby. Actually, they're called star pipes. Okay, I know that. I don't really care, though. The more stars, the merrier, especially when the hidden blocks in this one can be quirky and actually take away a star from you. Yep, you can get these SD-ass bitches from a hidden block. It's rare, but when it happens, it's funny as hell. Hidden blocks are just really silly in this game. I once got a rare item from them, too. You know who else is silly? Bowser. On the last 5 turns of a party, Bowser will show up and start his final fight frenzy. He grabs the player from last place and gives the said person one of many buffs from his roulette, because Bowser always has a goddamn roulette for some reason. I fucking hate stars for 5 coins. Duels can also happen in the last 5 turns. Friend spaces now turn into duel spaces because at this point, we aren't friends anymore. Not when Triangle Twisters is at stake. When you land on one of these spaces, you pick an opponent to go up against you, and you wager either coins or stars at random through a minigame. If it's cheap chance, good luck, man. The last things that I want to mention in terms of the main party gameplay are the duel and team modes. In the duel mode, it's mono e mono, as you and one other person duke it out by yourselves in a party. While in the team game, 2 teams of 2 square off on a board instead. And they all got cute little team names too. Like Waluigi and Yoshi are just Barney? Oh, get out of my video! Well, I think I got everything major in terms of DS's main party gameplay. Nothing here too crazy that I couldn't handle on the old emulator. Wait, Nintendo! I didn't actually pirate this game! No! No! The Minigames, I guess? Well then, now that I escaped prison, I can talk about the Minigames. Easily the best and worst part of this game at the exact same time. What? Could have been worse. Nintendo could have forced me to play Trace Cadets! Now, the stylus minigames aren't absolutely insane for this game that it's impossible to do on an emulator. I even used my art tablet for touch controls most of the time, and it still wasn't great, and I thought Island Tour was bad. If we're being real, Mario Party DS has some of the greatest minigames of all time that take advantage of all of the DS's capabilities, which means no gyro! Speaking of which, I didn't bring it up in my Island Tour video, but these handheld games really do take advantage of the fact that every player has their own screen. Minigames like Camera Shy and Globe Gunners couldn't exist on a console. Only if you were playing online, I guess, but that's besides the point. Needless to say, the daisy backshots go crazy. Hey, and before you say anything, it's literally a backshot. It's a camera. Okay. So the main types of minigames that we've got here are the normal minigames where you control with the D-pad and face buttons. You know, the real bangers like Domino Effect and Soap Surfers. It's like bumper balls, but actually good! I genuinely think that the standard minigames here are the most consistent in quality out of all of the games. Are you seeing a pattern? Yeah, there's a few shitty ones. Get the Let Out is basically impossible on higher difficulties. I just used my turbo controller here, and I still lost!
Are you sure?
I don't even know, man. I thought I recorded it, but I guess not. And the other kinds of minigames that we've got here are mic minigames and the touchscreen ones. These are a little more special because they require, well, the DS gimmicks. You gotta scream. I'm acting like Mario Party 6 and 7 didn't have mic support. But man, some of these touchscreen minigames, I struggled on emulator still, I won't lie to you. Hedge Honcho, Cherry Go Round, Rail Riders? They can pose quite a challenge to someone in my predicament. Hedge Honcho will forever scare the shit out of me. Why does a Mario game jump scare you? Especially with a wasp. I have a fucking phobia of wasps, so it just gets me off. Not in a sexual way, calm down. Oh yeah, 2v2s and 1v3s are here. And I got reminded why they're annoying as fuck. But they are necessary to a Mario Party game. These CPU, they like to throw. Fuck these CPU. They are either task bots or they're brain dead. There's no in between. I think all of the 2v2 minigames are pretty great for the most part, but holy shit, these 1v3s are so unbalanced in this game, and it's to an absurd degree, I think. It's a real problem. You look at a minigame like Trackstar, and yeah, it's pretty funny because the 3 are running away from a goofy-odd train, but it's damn near impossible for the 1 to win. The 3 just have to have brains. And it's the exact opposite for a minigame like Fast Food Frenzy. The 1 can just spam food without any cooldown. If the 3 win, you're just bad at the game, Lamau. Well, it's about time. You didn't think this video wouldn't have a mini rant, did you? Trace Cadets! Easily the worst minigame in the entire goddamn series. No contest. Even on real hardware, you can't do this shit properly. No other stylus minigame fills me with as much dread as Trace Cadets. Don't even bother trying to draw the triangles because that's basically a Okay, well maybe it's a skill issue, but nothing stops me. The whole point of this minigame is to trace shapes that are shown on the top screen using the geometric palette that's on the bottom screen. You'd think you need to trace them out, right? No! You have to draw inside of these squares, not on the lines. So you're not even supposed to trace on the minigame that's literally named Trace Cadets. I can't even. You know what? I'm gonna have to move along now before I get a headache. The minigame modes, those are fun, and they don't give you an aneurysm. There's quite a bit here, and they're all pretty standard, so no need to get into crazy detail. They are just playing minigames with extra steps after all. We've got Step It Up, Score Scuffle, and Rocket Rascals. Just ignore Battle Cup, it's boring and I kinda forgot to record footage for it. Step It Up is your standard first to 3, 5, or 7 wins mode. Every single Mario Party game has this mode. What more do you want me to say about it? The more interesting ones are Score Scuffle and Rocket Rascals. I did a game of Rocket Rascals in like 5 minutes. In this mode, you compete for bridge pieces in order to, well, make a bridge for the spaceship. When you get enough bridge pieces required, you cool guy walk all the way over to the cockpit. Score Scuffle is a lot more unique of a mode, with everyone competing in time-based minigames to earn score. The faster you complete the minigames, the more score you get on the leaderboard for a certain amount of games until the winner is finally decided. And of course, the boss battles. 5 bosses that aren't really hard. I only died once against Bowser because blocks are scary. I think the bosses are genuinely a nice addition to the game. So good in fact that the other Mario parties after this one included them. Last but not least, we've got even more of these dumbass puzzle games. Yeah, I talked about our Lord and Savior, the Triangle Twisters, but there's 5 extra puzzle games here that I actually played this time. And I won't lie, everyone, I had quite a bit of fun here. Surprising, I know. Someone as dumb as me having fun with a puzzle game. They all do vary in quality as well. My favorite being Mario's Puzzle Party, which is basically just that one minigame from Mario Party 1, I think. My reaction after playing through all of these was just when Scott shook that dude's hand. They're just basic bitch puzzle games, fellas. Who actually plays Mario Party for puzzle games? Don't say you do. You're lying to yourself. And that's not healthy. But you know what is healthy? Literally everything else about this game, because god damn it, man, I love it so much. Mario Party DS is such a special game where you're just collecting coins and chasing stars. It was my first in the entire Mario Party series, as I'm sure it was the same for a lot of other people. I know this game isn't perfect, and there's a lot of arguments against it being the best game in the series, such as the item system being extremely unbalanced. It's a wee bit broken, and just the lack of boards in general. I really don't think it's that big of a deal, because when you look at this game for what it is, a DS game, it's insane that it has all of this content to fit on such a little cartridge. There's more content in this game than Super Mario Party and Superstars, like combined. Okay, well not combined, but still. Can we really be shitting on a DS game for having lack of content compared to console games? I don't think so. And I didn't even talk about the multiplayer for this game. It's single card play, so you and anyone else with the DS can play together. I'm aware most devs at Hudson ended up being a part of ND Cube, which is the current Mario Party developer, so the modern games are basically made by the same people. But as the last game under the original name, this proves to be a worthy finale that takes things from the previous games and makes their own spin on them, leading to what is, in my opinion of course, the greatest Mario Party game we have ever gotten. And it's on the damn Nintendo DS of all things. Hey look, Mario and Co actually made friends with Bowser in this game at the end. That's pretty cute. Well, everyone, if you watched this far, I always encourage people to support me in whatever ways that they please, because making content like this is always fun, especially if I get to talk about amazing games like this. I'll see you in the next thing that I do, whatever that may be. And take care, Tinies! Also, if you've made fun of my gameplay footage at any point, you're heartless. You play this shit on an emulator. Rip the game yourself, of course.